In today's video, we're going to be creating this world population dashboard. It is a two-page dashboard which has charts and then has a map. So let's get started. To begin our video, I already have our dataset open. So the link to this dataset will be in the description box below. And when you download it, it's going to be in CSV format, but I'll just encourage you to save a copy as an Excel workbook. But anyway, this is what our dataset looks like, and yeah, we're just going to go straight to it. So what we're going to do first is create a table. So come over to this 1A cell, hold Ctrl Shift, and then your right arrow and then the down arrow, so you select the entire data set. Now go over to insert table and just make sure that my table has headers is turned on, and we're going to click on OK. And like that, we've created a table. So what we're going to do now is start creating our visual. So the first chart we're going to create is the most populous countries. So I'm going to double click this sheet name so I can change the name of the title of the sheet. So I'm going to make this most populous countries. Okay, so come over to any cell you want. Now we're going to we're just going to select any cell and then go to insert, and we're going to insert a pivot table. So for this first round, I'm just going to select the entire data set of the table, but for moving onward, we'll just reference table. So I'll go back to that the table, and then select the first cell just like we did before, Control Shift, the right arrow, and then down. So this the two ways you can do it. You can either select the data set or just reference the table name if you know the name of the table. So in the case of for the sake of our project, the name of the table is table 1. So I'm just going to click on OK, and we have our first pivot table. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to, since we're working with the country/territory, we're going to select this and bring it to rows, and we're going to grab the 2022 population and we're going to bring that to values. So this is what we have. Now select this drop down and we're going to go to more sort options, select descending, and then select this drop down. This time select sum of 2022 population, and then we're going to click on OK. Once again, select this drop down and we're going to go to value filters and then come down to this last option, which is top 10. Select that. Everything is going to stay the same. Click on OK, and now we are limited to the top 10 most populous countries. And select this grand total. We can just remove it since we don't need it, and we're going to remove the grand total. So while you're selected on your pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use a normal clustered column chart, and I'm just going to select that, and this is what we have. So let's go ahead and format our chart area. What we're going to start with is, let's start with this field button. So right click on any of these buttons and hide all field labels on chart, and I'm just going to close that. Let's change the title of this chart. This is going to be, we're going to make this most populous countries, and we're going to indicate what year so that it makes it easier to understand. And I'm going to select this chart and I'm going to make it bold, and we're going to change the text color to black. Next, select the legend, and you can just delete that. So while we're selected, just select the chart area, right click, and we're going to format chart area, expand border, and we're just going to make it rounded corners. Next, let's go over to format, go to shape effects, shadow, and we're going to use this first option. Now select this bar, these bars, and come over here to series options, change the overlap to 90%, let's go back to fill, and we're going to go to fill. We're going to select more colors, and we can just input the code, which is 4A66AC, and I'm just going to save that. Finally, select this number, this axis here, come over to axis options here, and go to number, expand this, and in category, expand this and select custom. And yeah, I'm just going to close this. So these are the the top 10 most populous countries in 2022 according to this data set. Let's now move on to the next chart. So I'm going to create a new chart, and I'm just going to title this population growth. So we just want to see population growth based on years. I'm just going to write this. Okay, so for this we're going to create a pivot table. So go to insert pivot table, and we're going to reference table 1 like this. So this one is going to be straightforward. We're going to start with drag 1970 population and add it to values. And what you can just do now is, now that we've added that, just click on 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010, 15, and 2020. Then finally we have 2022, and that's essentially it. So we have the population for all the years recorded in our data set. Now what we can do is create a chart with this. Now what we're going to do is go over to insert, and we're going to insert a clustered column chart like this. So this is what we have. So let's right click, and we're going to hide all field buttons on chart. Let's add a chart title like this, and I'm going to name this chart world population growth. And I'm going to write 1970 to 2022. I'm just going to move this so you can see what it is. Select the entire title, and we're going to go to home, make it bold, and make the text color black. And I'm just going to increase this a bit. Now right click, let's go to format chart area. Now what we're going to do is go to border, it's currently set to automatic, and then make this a rounded corner. Next, let's start with, let's say, this legend. So we have this, and I just want to have just the years. So what we can do for this is go over to this pivot table, and then just clear this till you have only the year. And when we look at the chart, you're going to see that it's going to change to only the year. So we're going to do the same for 1980. I'm going to clear this. Same with this. This is going to be just 1990. Come to 2000. You can type it if you want to, but I'm just going to remove the parts that are unnecessary. Let's move on to 2010. And I'm going to do the same for 2015. I'm going to do 2020. And finally, we have 2022. Oops. Okay. So this is what we have now. Now our legends are much shorter. So let's change the colors of this series. I think we actually don't need it. So I'm just going to delete that. Let's start with this one. I'm going to select this, go to fill, and let's expand fill. And we'll just use, for this one, we're going to use the default color we used initially. Move on to the second one, go to more colors, and I'm going to change this to 629 DD1, like this. Next is going to be this one, and I'm going to go to more colors, and this is going to be 297 FD5. Next is going to be this one, more colors, and this is going to be 7F8FA9. This one is next. Go to more colors. We're going to make this one 5AA2AE. Green, this one. This is going to be 9D90A0. Next is this one. Going to change this color to 2C3D67. And the final one is going to be 2A5F8A. So we're going to get a bit, going to just reduce the size of this area so we can create space for our legend. Since we're being a bit creative with this one, we're just working with digits. So what I'm going to do is, on this edge, just expand the length of this legend till you have all of them on one line. Reduce it, and then we're just going to, I'm trying to get, so I can move this object, and okay, just move it down here. So I'm going to reduce it, and you're just going to kind of place it so that each legend item will kind of be under the bar it should represent. This is not going to be the final size of our chart because we're going to change it when we're creating our dashboard, but this should work fine for now. If we need to change it, we will when we're creating the dashboard. All right. Final detail is going to be this axis here. So I'm just going to go to axis options, number, and we're going to change this number to custom like this. And yeah, this is the world population growth from 1970 to 2022. Before we move on to the next chart, I just realized I forgot something. So select the chart area, go to formats, shape effects, and we're going to add a shadow, which is this first option. Okay, so now we can now move on to the next chart, which is going to be, we're going to look at the growth rates by countries. Let's select any cell and go to insert pivot table, and we're going to reference our table, which is table 1, like that. So we're going to select country or slash territory in rows, and we're going to select growth rates and bring it to values. Come over here to this drop down, and we're going to filter this. We're going to go to more sort options, and we're going to order in descending order, and it's going to be by sum of growth rates. Going to click on OK. Once again, select this drop down, go to value filters, and we're going to select top 10. Don't change anything, and we're just going to click on that. I'm just going to remove this grand total. Just right click, and we're going to remove grand total. Now select anywhere on the pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use a this first option, clustered column chart, like this. So let's right click this, and we're going to hide all field buttons on charts. We're going to select the title, and we're going to change this to growth rates by countries. And let's select this entire title, and we're just going to change the color. Let's make it bold, and then change the color of our text to black. Select this legend, and you can just go ahead and delete it. Now right click the chart area, and we're just going to go to format chart area, go to border, and we're going to make this rounded corners. Let's go to format, shape effects, and we're going to add this first option, bottom right, this offset bottom right. Now let's format our bars. Select the bars, go over here to series options, and for overlap we're going to make this 130%. Let's go back to fill, and we're going to change the fill color to the first default color we use, which is that blue-gray color. Let me just show you, just in case you're confused. So it's the one that is 4A66EC. So that's the first color we use in the chart, and that's what we use for the remainder of our other visualizations or charts. But yeah, that's it for this particular chart. Let me see. Okay, I wanted to move it out to see. Well, this is not what it will look like in the charts in the dashboard. But yeah, we are done with the growth rate by countries, and we can see the top 10 countries in terms of growth rates based on this data set. Next up, let's see the population distribution by continent. So create a new sheet, and to keep this simple, I'm just going to name this continents, like this. So let's create a pivot table. So go to insert, pivot table, and we're going to reference table 1, like this. So we're going to grab continents, add that to rows. 2022 population goes to values. So select grand total. We're going to right click and remove grand total. Let's sort this from highest to lowest. So select this filter, more sort options, go to descending, and we're going to make this sum of 2022 population. We're going to click on OK. Now select anywhere in your pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use this first option, the clustered column chart. Okay, and let's start with this. I'm going to right click on this, and we're going to hide all field buttons on charts. Let's select this, and I'm going to change this to population distribution by continents. And I'm going to go to home. Let's change the size of this to 11, make it bold, and then make the color black. Select this legend, and you can just go ahead and delete that. Now let's right click on this, and we can format chart area. So go to border, and we're going to make this rounded corners. Let's go to format, shape effects, shadow, and we're going to use this first option. Select this bar. In fill, once again we're going to change the color to that default color, which is that blue-gray color. And then let's come over here to series options. Let's change the gap width. We're just going to make this 99%, like this. And then finally select this axis, come over here to axis options, go to number, and we are going to change this to custom, like this. Okay, so this is what we have for the population distribution by continent. So Asia has the highest, then Africa, Europe, North America, South America, and then finally we have Oceania. Let's move on to the next chart, which is going to be growth rates by continent. So we've already done growth rates for countries. This time we're going to look at it from continents. So I'm just going to make this growth rates, and I'll just add continent so that two sheets will have the same color. Okay, now select any cell, insert pivot table, and we're going to reference our table, which is table 1. Now we're going to grab continents, and we are going to scroll down, and then we're going to get growth rate. So we can just remove this grand total by right clicking and remove grand total. Select anywhere on your pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use a clustered column chart. Let's select any of these buttons and we'll hide all field buttons on charts. Let's change the title of our chart, which is going to be growth rates by continent. I'm going to select the entire chart title. Let's go to home, reduce the size of the font to 11, make it bold, and make the color full black. Now right click on the chart area and we're going to format chart area. Let me just delete this legend first. Okay, so under border we're going to make this rounded corners. Let's go to format, we're going to shape effect, shadow, and we're going to use this first option. Now select any of the bars. Under fill, we're going to change the color to a blue-gray color. Go to series options and we're going to change the gap width to 99%. And that's it for this chart. We also have okay, there's difference based on population and growth rate. We have Africa first, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and then finally we have South America. Next up, we're going to look at the top 10 countries by density. So create a new sheet, and to keep things simple, I'll just write density here. Now select any cell, insert pivot table, and we're going to reference our table, which is table 1. Let's now select country or territory, and we're going to add it there, and we're going to go to density, and we're going to add it to values. So let's sort this. So select this drop down, more sort options, select descending, and we're going to select this drop down, and we're going to select sum of density, and we're going to click on OK, and select this filter again, go to value filters, and we're going to select top 10. Don't change anything, just click on OK. You can remove this grand total by right clicking, remove grand total. Now let's insert our chart. Select anywhere on the pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use this clustered column chart. Let's right click on any of these buttons, hide all field buttons on charts, remove that. Let's change the title to top 10 countries by density. Select the entire title. Let's just go to home, change the size of the font to 11, make it bold, and then change the color of the text to full black. Let's select this legend and we can delete it. Let's go to format, shape effects, shadow, use the first option. Now right click on your charts and we're going to format chart area. Go over to the border and we're going to turn on rounded corners. Select these bars. Let's change the fill first. Go to fill and change the color to a blue-gray color, and then go over to the series options and make the gap width 99%. And yeah, this is the top 10 countries by density. You can just take a moment to look at it before you're done with these charts. Let's now move on to the next chart, which is going to be top 10 countries by area. So I'm just going to create a new worksheet and I'm going to name this area. On anywhere, just select any cell, go to insert pivot table, and we're going to reference table 1. We're going to go to country, bring country to rows, and we're going to bring area to values. And we're going to select this, and we're going to go to more sort options. Select descending, and we're going to make this area, and we're going to click on OK. Select this again, value filters, top 10, and don't change anything, and we're going to remove that. Let's remove this grand total. Right click and you can remove the grand total. Select anywhere on your pivot table, go to insert, and we are going to use a clustered column chart. Let's start with this. I'm going to right click on this and we're going to hide all field buttons on chart, and we're going to select this. We're going to change the title to top 10 countries by area. Select the entire title, go to home, and we're going to change the size of this font to 11, make it bold, and also make the color of the font full black. Let's select the entire chart area, go to formats, let's go to shape effects, and we're going to shadow, and we'll use this first option. Select this legend, and you can just use the delete key to just delete it. So for our entire chart area, under border, let's make this rounded corners. Select the bars. Under fill, let's change the color to the blue-gray color. Go to series options, make the gap width 99, and then finally select this axis. Under axis options, go to number, category, make it custom, like this. This time we have it's showing it in billion. This time let's make it in millions instead. So what I'm going to do is select that drop down, and then there's this M option, so use that instead. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the top 10 countries by area, with Russia having the largest, and we have Canada, China, so on and so forth. Well, yeah, that's it for this chart. So the final chart or visual is going to be a map. So what we're going to do is, let's go back to our data set, and I'm going to right click and we're going to select move or copy. You're just going to select the sheet you want to duplicate, which is this world population, and we're going to select create a copy, and we're going to click select OK. So this second one, let me just move it to this side, and I'm going to rename this one map. So what I want to do, I'm just going to scroll to the top. I want to create a map for the country and territory, and want to use the 2022 population for the map. So select those two columns, and we'll go to insert maps, and we'll select this map option here, and this is what we have, and this is what the map looks like. So I'm going to start with this title. Let's change the chart title to 2022 population, and I'm going to select the chart title, and I'm going to go to home. Let's change the size of this to 20, make it bold, and we're going to change the color to black. So this is the sort of, like, say it's showing the highest, which is China, and then it's showing the lowest, which is just 510. So whenever you hover over the map, it's going to give you the information of the particular population or things like that. So we'll just select this and we'll delete it. don't need it. Now let's change the color. I'm going to right click and we're going to format chart area. So I'm going to select the map. So come to series color. So it's currently set to sequential, which is 2 colors. You can increase the number of colors if you want. If you want to make it divergent where it's 3 colors, you can do that, but let's just keep it simple. I'll just leave it at 2 colors. So for the lowest value, we're going to select this, and I'm going to select more colors, and I'll change the color to DA ED. Now let's make it E0 EF. So DAE 0 EF, it's just going to be this color, and for the highest value we're going to use this blue gray color we've been using for all our charts, and I'm just going to click on that. So that's the 3 colors we'll have. But yeah, that is what the map looks like, and we're going to use it in our dashboard. So let's now move on to create our dashboard. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to just select this our data set sheet, and I'll create a new sheet. I like to add it as the first item. So I'm going to make this dashboard. Since this is a 2-page dashboard, I'm going to indicate this one as dashboard 1. So let's go to insert, illustrations, shapes, and I'm going to insert a rectangle. What I'm going to do is go to outline, and I'm going to select no outline, shape fill, and I'm going to use this first color, and I'm just going to have it here. Let me reduce the zoom of our dashboard to 80%. So the height of this, we're going to go to shape format. The height is going to be 15.75, and width is going to be 36. Let's grab another shape. So I'm going to go to insert, illustrations, shapes, and I'm going to insert another rectangle. I'm going to select no outline for our shape. The shape fill, I'm going to go to shape fill, and I'm going to select more fill colors, and I'm going to use 1B, 1E, 3E. So this is the color we're going to use for this rectangle, and I'm going to change that, and I'm going to bring it to this corner again. The height is going to be 15.75, and width is going to be 2.75, like this. Next, let's insert some icons. So I'm going to insert, illustrations, and I'm going to select icons, and we're just going to search for, let's say, earth, like this. I'm going to select maybe this one, and I'm just going to insert. So let me change the fill to white so that we can see it, and we're going to change the dimensions to 1.7 cm by 1.7 cm, and I'm just going to bring this here. Let me select this rectangle and the icon, go to graphics formats, align center. Let's insert another icon. So I'm going to go to insert, illustrations, icons. This time we're going to search for map, and I'm going to use, let's say, this one, and we'll insert this icon, and once again let me change the fill to white so we can see it. I'm going to bring it just a little bit down here, and I'm going to change the dimensions to 2.3 by 2.3. Select the rectangle and the icon, go to graphics format, align center, and now we have these two icons. This is just going to be an icon for our dashboard. This one is going to be a button we're going to use to navigate to the second dashboard. For the second dashboard, we'll use a different icon, but we'll just have this for now. Next, let's insert a rectangle. So I'm going to go to insert, illustrations, shapes, and I'm going to use this rounded corners rectangle, and I'm just going to draw one here like this. I'm going to remove the outline, and we're going to change the shape fill to white. Go to shape effects, shadow, and we're going to use this first option. Now for the height of this rectangle, it's going to be 1.65, and the width is going to be 32.35, and I'm just going to try and center this rectangle here. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm using my arrow keys to just kind of move it around. Okay, next let's go to insert, illustrations, shapes, and then we're going to insert a text, and this is going to be world population dashboard, and I'm going to change the size of this text to 36. We're going to change the alignment to middle and then center. Just going to increase the size of this text box. Okay, we have an outline. I'm just going to, so what I'm going to do is go to shape format, and then we're going to remove the outline. I believe, yeah, the text tends to by default have a fill too, so we can just remove this fill. So go to shape fill. I'm going to select no fill. I'm just going to extend this a bit. Okay, what we're going to do is select this rectangle and then the text. Go to align under shape format. Go to align, align center, and then align middle. And that's it for the title of our dashboard. Now let's go in and grab all our charts. So we'll start with this one. I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go to the dashboard, just paste it here. Let me move this to this side. Go to the next one, which is the world population growth. Going to go back to the dashboard, paste. Let's grab the next one, which is the growth rates by countries. I'm going to copy that, bring this here. Let's go for the next. This is going to be population distribution by continent. I'm going to paste it. Let me select a cell here so I should paste this time at the bottom. Let's go for density, copy this, and I'm going to paste here, and our final chart is going to be the area. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this here. So let's go and do this from top to bottom. So starting with this one, we're going to change the, or I could just select all three so I don't have to do each one individually. Go to shape format, and we're going to make the height for all three charts 7. Now let's select this first chart. We're going to make the width, go to format, make the width 11.5. This one is going to be 12.5, and this final one is going to be 7.9. I'm going to have this here. So I'm just going to use my arrow key to kind of move it, but I'm going to move it a little more to the right so that I'll use this one to align it to the left. But I just want to kind of figure out where I want my the space between these two to be. So this one looks okay. If we have to move it, we'll move it, but for now let's leave it like this. So what I'm going to do is select this tree chart. I'm going to shape format, align, and I'm going to align top like this. Then this one, let me see. So this one is a little bit to the right. If yours isn't, you can leave it like that. But what I'm going to do is move this a little bit in, select this rectangle, and then this one, shape format, align, and then I'm going to align right. This one is going to be, select those two, and we're going to align left. Now select all three charts, shape format again, align, and we're going to distribute horizontally. So we've tried our best to have equal spacing from the top and equally between all charts. If we need to move it, we will, but let's work on these final three charts. It would seem that I've missed a chart because I was looking at this and I was wondering why there's just three. So there's supposed to be growth rates by continent. Sorry about that. If you got it, no worries. So I missed one chart. I'm just going to copy that and I'm just going to paste this here. So I'm going to select all four charts. Shape format, these ones, they are all going to have the same size, so it is going to be very easy. Height is going to be 5.95 and width is going to be 7.9. okay, so I'm going to bring this one here. So I'm just going to move this. I'm not going to worry too much about these three. I'll just try and figure out the spacing for this one. So let me just scroll up and let me move this one. I'll just move it down just a little bit. So once again, I'm intentionally moving it to the right so that I can align it to this chart here. So what I'm going to do is select this one on top, this one, go to shape formats, and we're going to align left. Let's select this one and this one, shape formats, align, and we're going to align right. Now let's select all four of these, shape formats, align, align top. Once again, go to align and distribute horizontally, and it should look like this. Next, what we're going to do is come over to this dashboard, right click, and we're going to move or copy. While dashboard 1 is selected, just create a copy and we're going to click on OK. So now we have dashboard 2, and I'm going to move it to this side so that this will be number 2. So what we're going to do is, while on insert, I'm currently on the insert tab, go to illustrations, shapes, and I'm going to use this rounded corners rectangle, and I'm just going to draw over this. So I want to try and get the position of this, and I'm going to just extend this like this, and we're going to change the width. Since we already know the width, I want the width to be the same with this one. So the width of this rectangle here is 32.35. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to make it 32.35, and I'm just going to, I just want to make sure that it's kind of has the same space from the top here. So I'm going to select this first chart that we're seeing here, select the rectangle, shape format, align, align top. So now we know that we have the same spacing. I'm just going to come to the bottom. Let me see, maybe I can let me increase the height no worries, I'll show you the dimensions when I'm kind of done. Okay, this looks really close to what we have. So the height is 13.3, and I'm just going to leave it like this. For the rounded corners, let me move this. I want it to be close to what we have here, so I'm just going to move it like this. Okay, so while we're on this shape format, we have this option called the selection pane. I'm going to select it. Now you can see all the elements we have in our dashboard displayed here. So we're going to, this eye icon on this rounded corner rectangle, we're going to turn it off. Now we can go ahead, select all of the extra charts. We're going to delete them. Now we're going to turn back on this rounded corners rectangle, and we can close this selection pane. So what we're going to do now is okay, select the rectangle, shape format, fill, we're going to change the fill to white, outline, we're going to select no outline, shape effect, shadow, and we're going to use this outer shadow, and you should have something that looks like this. Now what we're going to do is go to this map, select the map, we're going to copy it, and I'm going to go to dashboard 2, and we're going to paste it here. I'm just going to move it so it fits within this rectangle, extend it all the way here, and then I'll increase it like this so it has an outline. I'm just going to select the map, go to format, and we're going to go to shape outline, and we're going to select no outline, and this is what it's going to look like. Now select this icon, right click, and we're going to change graphic, and this is going to be from icons, and give this a little moment, a little time to load. And what we're going to search for this time is just going to be charts, and I'm going to select this option, and we're going to insert this, and it's going to change. So now what we're going to do is link the two dashboards together so that they are whenever you click on either of these icons, it's going to switch to between the two dashboards. So right click, go to link, and we're going to go to insert link. Now you go to places in this document, and we're going to select dashboard 2, click on OK. Now when I click on this icon, it's going to take me to dashboard 2. We're going to do the same for this one. I'm going to right click, we're going to link, insert link. This time it's going to be dashboard 1, and I'm going to click on OK. And yeah, so every time I click on this icon, we are going to switch between the two dashboards. Well, yeah, that's it. We are done with this particular tutorial. I can just, let me zoom out a bit so you can see the entire thing. So at 60, let me go to this one, reduce the zoom to 60% so you can see the dashboard in all its glory. But yeah, with that said, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.